Let me know once you're able to see my screen. Hope you're able to see my screen and can hear as well, right? Yep. All right, thank you. Once again, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining with us today. Today our session, packaging and data kits, not only for packaging and data kits, so in a typical terms, everyone, so it's a deployment kind of an activity in Data Cloud. And we can showcase how many number of ways you can deploy the components from one Data Cloud org to another Data Cloud org, and what are all the ways. Apart from that, I would love to talk about our full pack agenda today. Definitely is going to be a good session today. You can learn many things out of this session as well. Coming to myself Anindra, I'm a Salesforce MVP. I'm a Chief Technology Evangelist of Enterprise Architect. I'm a group leader for Singapore Salesforce Marketers and a Slack chapter. I'm a certified marketing champion. And I'm a 37X certified, which include our Velocity, MuleSoft, and other couple of certifications. So today, as I've said, so we have a full pack demo. We'd love to talk about package manager and a demo, and then talk about data kits and demo. And we'd love to talk about how to create reports and dashboard within Data Cloud. And we'd love to showcase what are all the pre-built Lightning app components which is given by Data Cloud. And then I can showcase how to configure that. And today we'd love to talk about how to leverage Data Cloud components in Flownatics, which is nothing but our flows. And what are all the sharing rules available for Data Cloud, some of the use cases, and Data Cloud in core. What are all the supported elements of Data Cloud that supports Metadata API? And we'll talk about some tips and best practices, right? So let's go ahead with a small introduction. I know you're seeing the same slide for a couple of sessions, but I would love to reiterate once again, because there are new audience have been joining in our sessions. So as of Feb 14th, our customer data platform now calling is Data Cloud. During the transition, you may see some references to customer data platform, along with some other names of existing names of Zini Cloud, Customer 360 audiences, and Salesforce CDP. Salesforce is trying as best to rename the entire previous names to Data Cloud, but you can expect some delay, some previous names somewhere for sure. But definitely is going to be changed in the next couple of days. And if you wish to visit any Data Cloud documentation, you can go and then visit the Data Cloud documentation, which is available in the presentation as well. Yeah. So what is package? Fundamentally, if you talk about the package, every Salesforce guy understand about Salesforce package because you're already aware of it. Package is nothing but it's a pure container for something as a small individual components where you can grab together, and then you could add related apps, related app level objects, object level fields, and the dependencies. Everything you can add into one single package. So this is not something new. You're already aware of it. So you calling as a concept of managed and unmanaged package. So the same concept which is sitting in Data Cloud as well, where you have an ability and the flexibility to create a managed package or unmanaged package, and then you can add all the data streams, you can add all the data kits, and you could add all your calculated insights. You can bundle together as a package, and then you could deploy this package to a different CDP cloud orgs as well. Like talking about CDP Sandbox org, you can deploy the same thing to CDP Sandbox, or you can deploy it to live orgs as well. Right. So now we'll talk about what is unmanaged package and what is managed package. So hope you already know unmanaged package commonly, we use it for the one-time migration of metadata. So once it's done, so that it will be expired, and all components and attributes are editable in the unmanaged package, where you have flexibility to go and then change the respective component attributes or any other components. And the thing of unmanaged package is the unmanaged packages are not upgradable, not supported. And the developer has a full control over the components once installed, because these are all unmanaged. The same concept of Salesforce. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to managed packages, typically, when I was ISP vendor or App Exchange vendor, what I'll do is I'll create an App Exchange package with all my feature functionalities. And then what I'll do is I'll just, send my app to the security review, and then I'm going to, complete my check marks reviews and everything. And then, but finally, I'm going to post this app in App Exchange, where all the developers, all the consultants in the companies will use my App Exchange app to install my package into my Salesforce org. And ideally, these managed packages are not, completely protected, which is nothing but you can't able to, you don't have any control on the managed packages. It's completely, completely protected by the vendor who designed the managed package. And the best thing in managed packages, it's automatically upgradable. When someone do a changes at the source version level, what it does is the changes will be reflected immediately in the managed package itself. Currently, Data Cloud supports the packaging of data streams, data models, data kits, and calculated insights inside these packaging kind of an option. Let's see if the questions, anyone has any questions. Okay.
Annie, when you mentioned that there's no control, it's actually the opposite.
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. Managed package has a more, unmanaged package has a more control for the components once installed. Yeah, that's true. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, managed package has a complete, we don't have any control because this vendor who has designed the managed packages, where they have a control and they have a visibility and they have full control on the components to upgrade as well. So currently in Data Cloud, it supports the packaging of data streams, because when you design a package to deploy your components from one Data Cloud to another Data Cloud instance, which is sandbox or a production. So through a packaging option, you only have an option to add the data streams. You only have an option to add the data streams, data models, data kits, and calculated insights. So I would love to showcase how you can create a package in Data Cloud and where you can go and then do all this, all the bundled items and everything. Let's go to the demo. I'm trying to log in into my Data Cloud. So this is my Data Cloud. So once you're logging into Data Cloud, you have an option here to go and then click on Setup. So in the quick find box, you can just search with the package manager. Just click on package manager. And then you can go and then create a new package manager. So here you have an option to enter the name, saying that our episode 1.13. So you could define your description to create a package to deploy calculated insights to another Data Cloud org. So once you create a package manager, now you have an option to add the components. So here, the supported components for the package manager from a Data Cloud perspective is we have a different kind of a components. As I said, we have an option to choose our calculated insights. If you see our, where is this? Calculated insights object definition, look at this. So once you choose this, you have an option, you can see all the respective calculated insights inside your Data Cloud. And you have an option to add another thing, especially on your data kit definition, data stream definition, data kit definition, data model objects. So all these 3-4 are completely supported. You can just add, if you look at your data model objects, the DMLs that what you created recently for product marketing and instant campaigns, you can add it as well. And then let's take an example. If you add any other calculated insight, if I'm trying to add my calculated insights of CLV, just click on add to package. You just add all the respective components to a package under the package manager. And once you've done it, you have an option to click on upload. So once you click on upload, so you'll get an option to define the name of the version name. You have to keep your episode 1.13 and you have to keep your version name importantly. And the most important thing is you want to define the release notes or anything that you wish to host somewhere from the audience to understand. Or if you want to define any post-install instructions where you define the URL, you can design the document and then you can put it in somewhere in content libraries or anywhere and then give that access to the public so that the people can understand the instructions as well on the deployments. At the same time, while the people is trying to, installing your package, which requires some more protection. So requesting anyone to add the password, confirm password options as well. And then you can see the package requirements. So whom you want to install these packages. So you can see who are all the people, account teams, or any other systems. Ideally, you could give a respective profile access, and you can give an access of for the object requirements if you wish to have. And then you have a concept of add these kind of attributes as well as a part of the package. Once you're done, you click on upload. So once you click on upload, so this entire package is going to be designed, and then you will get an URL. So using that URL of installation package, you can go and then install this complete package. You can see the package installation URL. You can take this installation URL, something if I click on this, so you'll get an option to logging into your org, something like this. And then I imagine and assume this is a separate data cloud org where you have you're going to install my components of calculated insights. So the same kind of a concept where you have an option to go and then install it, because it's a namespace collision, because this is my own namespace. You can't able to install the same package to your own org. You have to install this to any other data cloud org, which is sandbox at production. So this is the package manager, the way that it works ideally. And this is really good. I think the person or the people who already have an experience working with this managed unmanaged packages long back, so it's just simple kind of a thing. So ideally what I would love to convey is, under the package manager, there are things which supported, especially on data streams, data model, and data kits and calculated insights. So that's a benefit of package manager for your deployment of certain components from one data cloud org to another data cloud orgs. Any questions? Where do you decide if it is managed or unmanaged package? So certainly for this org UV, so we don't have an option currently to define whether we are creating a package, unmanaged package or managed package. Mine is purely a kind of a demo or kind of a thing. So unfortunately, I can't able to showcase, but initially you have an option because this is your what I mean to say, this is your org. I'm not sure why this has been given not many options, but ideally when you have a proper data cloud org, now you can see an option to create managed and unmanaged packages as well. But now it's just not showing here as well. That's the biggest problem. Any other questions? All right, let's move into our next. So now you see the package manager. Now we can see data kits. Data kits are similar kind of a thing, which what we talked about for a deployment of package manager. So, but the data kit is completely a kind of a new kind of a concept, the new UI and more efficient way to package the CDP or a data cloud. So you could create a new data kit, and then you can bundle the CRM data streams or data models with the flexibility of easy operations. Because this new experience brings out a lot of experience, a lot of value addition for deploying multiple CRM streams, and at the same time, it provides you the complete flexibility of deploying some of the data kit, some of the CRM data models or Amazon S3 and B2C Commerce Cloud connectors. So currently, the data kits only support for packaging of CRM as well as Amazon S3 and B2C Commerce connectors. You could create a data kit, a complete data structure, data bundles, and then within the data bundles, you could see these are all the systems who support. You can go. These are all systems who leverage your installation URL. These are all the systems who supports your data kits complete package, and then the same systems can be leveraged. The same systems can be accept the complete data bundle options from data kits. So if we look at the respective data kit process, how it look like is, if you look at your developer org, so what you're going to do is you're going to create and map the respective CRM data streams via data kits, and then create a new data kit. And after that, you add your data stream and data model, calculated insights, and everything into one bundle. It's a package. It's a bundle. And then once you create the bundle, you have to go and then add the bundle as a package via package manager. Once you add that as a package manager, now you have an option to install the package, either managed or unmanaged package, in a same link Once you install that package, the entire data stream, the entire data kits that what the people has been designed, which comes like, and it contains your data model. It's a combination of data model, data streams, data calculated insights. And then it automatically deploy into your respective destination arcs. And then you can just test it and validate data against the segments and everything. And then you can go and then leverage it as well. So it's a complete, we calling as a kind of a bundles, complete data starter bundles. If you look at the demo, I'm going to showcase how it looked like for creating a data kits. So while creating an option of data kits, you have an option to go and then click on your customer data cloud setup. And then under the left-hand side, you can see a tools, and here you can see data kits. So the benefit of data kits is a package, like, a complete package of like, in package manager, what you do is you want to add component by component, right? You want to add, calculated insights. You can add, your data model. You can add your data definition and all the stuff. But here it's not like that. Here it will be completely different concept. If you look at data kit creation, I've just added a data kit creation for testing. And I click on save. Now here I have an option to bundle it. You can see the data streams, data models, calculated insights. If you look at the data streams, I click on add, and then I can see the respective data streams from different systems. If I choose my B2C commerce, I can see is there any data stream has been created. If I can look at Salesforce CRM, I can see there is a data model has been designed. The data stream has been available. I'm going to click on it and then I click on next. And keep your Salesforce CRM EP 1.1. So once you add your data stream from Salesforce CRM, so you can see list of the data models available under the CRM object, data model name. These are all the 5 tables we have we designed for data model for Salesforce CRM for one of the data stream, and then click on save. Now you added the data stream. Now you have an option to add the data models. You can see added the data stream for Salesforce CRM EP for this data stream. I can see all the data models related to this data stream. Now I can see if I have an option to add the calculated insights as well. I can add some of the calculated insights as well here. Now I created my complete data bundle. So I created a data stream which supports and dependency of the data model comes automatically. And then I have added my calculated insights as well for me to deploy. Now, if you look at my data kit episode 1.13, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to publish this data kit. Look at publish. When you click at publish data kit, it will tell you as create a new package or update an existing package. What it's saying is, of course, you create a data kit, but you have to expose this entire components deployment via package manager itself. You have to go and then you look at the instructions. You have to go and then create a new package manager, or you have to update existing version of package manager. And you can add the component of data kit definition. I'll showcase how it look like. So once you click on done, you can go and then your existing, let's look at, this is one of your existing package manager. Yep, so it's one of the existing package manager. So you can click on deprecate. So this complete version is deprecated and cannot be installed. Now what I'll do is I'll go to my existing package. And then I have an option to click on the add components. So because it's one of my existing package manager. Now what I can do is I'll go and then choose my data kit definitions, data kit definition. And you see the data kit definition that what I created episode 1.13, and you can just add this data kit to a package, the existing package. So once you add the data kit definition to an existing package, so now you have a flexibility that you can go and then choose a respective, you can look at the respective fields has been come, you can see the data source table of a contact, and you could see my complete data model of contact point, email address, and phone, the respective custom attributes. And you could see my CLVs also has been come into the picture. So there are total 74 components have been added under this package, and then you can go and then click on upload. Once you click on upload, so you have an option to go and then get the Exchange URL, the installation URL, and you could use that installation URL to go and then install to another data cloud sandbox or a production arc as well. So this is the way that you could perform your deployments in data cloud. But the biggest question now, funny, as you are a person of a source system of data cloud, you have created this package manager data kits for deployment from one org to other org. But the question, how we could get the components from other org to this org, how we can deploy if someone of my friend or my team member who developed a similar kind of calculated insights or the data streams where you would love to leverage as a kind of a package. You don't need to code and you don't need to design everything, but you want to leverage the existing R component into data cloud. Now we can see how we could install those components. But before, I think there is a question for someone. If you have multiple orgs, will the license allowing you to integrate the data kits in another org? Will you have, if you have multiple orgs, will the license be allocated? UV, it's all depend upon the multiple orgs. What it does is there is no such kind of a license UV. So once you design any data kits or package manager, you could install to multiple installations as well. It's not for one or two. There is no limit as such. I think hope you understand, right? Hope it's clear. Any questions, Yuvi? All right, so this is how we have created the package manager. And then now we can see if someone of your friend or your developer from other data cloud org where he has been created the similar kind of package and everything. Now, how we can install the similar kind of packages inside your data cloud. Is there any free apps available, just like CRM App Exchange? Currently, there is no free apps available, Lakshmi. So the only thing, what you can see is, if you look at the create of a data stream, right, Lakshmi? So by default, when you first time when you procure a data cloud, when your account executive come and says that your data cloud org has been installed. So what you can ask is, you can ask your account executive that is there any data kit bundles available. Definitely, he's going to give you some of the data kit bundles where you can go and then install. I'll show you what are all the data kit bundles available for Salesforce CRM and for B2C Commerce Cloud. So there are some predefined starter kit bundles. You see, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and there are some custom data bundles also available, right? So these are all the two out of the box given by Salesforce by itself. I'm not sure it's a App Exchange, because this is something that when you procure data cloud, the account executives will give you an option to, you can go and then do it as well. So this is how it works from out of the box data kits or the data bundles. But let's talk about let's talk about how we can install other data cloud org components into our internal data cloud. So if you look at, once you have a data stream, you can go and then, you have to go to the data stream for installing all your, data kits. You have to click on new for a data stream, and then click on install data kits and packages. You can just click on this, and then you can see the list of the data kits available, your install packages, because once you install the package through this option, once you click on the link from your friend, so you'll get this kind of an option, install packages. Then you have an option to click on install and then click on done. Once your installation success, automatically you have to come to the data stream, and then you can see the respective install packages available, and then the respective install packages that what you have installed to your org. All this install packages available, and the data kits also available. You can just click on the respective data kit that what you think. I don't have anything. Yeah. So I don't have any install packages ideally, but this is a placeholder where you can go and then take a look at your respective data kits that what you installed into your data cloud org. From here, you can go and then click on next, and then you can see respective data model and the attributes, and then you click on done. Then automatically all the data stream related data model will be ingested inside your data cloud. But there is a question where if someone has installed calculated insights, if someone given me the calculated insights to install inside my data cloud org, what you have to do is you have to go to your calculated insights option. You can click on new, and then you have an option to choose a create from package, and then click on next. And then you have to choose the respective packages also you would love to install from other orgs. and then the package that what you've designed from a calculated insights inside your data cloud, you can also able to extend as well. Click on next. Yeah, because I don't have anything. So this is a placeholder where you can come and then install the other developer calculated insights to your org as well. So this is the similar things. Once you install, you can see respective calculated insights here as well. So this is how a person in our source org, where how we can be, the person is going to install the other or components of data cloud into our data cloud. So ideally, this is what we have for deployments using package and data kits. But I'll take a pass and then I'll see if anyone has any questions. Any questions? So far, no apps available, Lakshmi, but definitely in the coming days or coming months, there are a lot of partner companies are working with this data cloud packages for building a large calculated insights for all the customer benefits. But definitely going to see the same kind of an option. But why not? We can check. We can just see if anyone has built anything, because I haven't tried, but I'll just check with Up Exchange. So there are, you can see some of the apps which is given for data cloud, personal data management, data and sales intelligence kind of insights. So probably you can go on and take a look about the respective data cloud, what kind of packages available. And then if it is free, probably you could install and then try it out, right? Any other questions? Solid. Let's go to the next topic. So this is what we have our deployments for data cloud using packaging and data kits. Now we're going to talk about the Salesforce flow, which we're calling as a Flownatics. So the biggest question is, can the CDP, can the data cloud objects or the data cloud component support in Salesforce flow? Of course, yes. Data cloud supports certain objects in Flownatics. We can see identity resolution, calculated insights, data streams, segments, activations. So you could do a plenty of things using flows. Of course, you know that what you have for, there are some certain examples. What would happen to custom data model objects? Can you elaborate a bit, UV? What would happen to custom data model objects means?
What I mean by that, Fanny, is that when you're creating the package,
yes,
if you've got custom objects in the SIM, when you try to integrate them into another org, that might cause difficulties because the objects will not be available.
No, this custom model objects, right? Because the custom data model objects in data cloud, that's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, in the cloud information model, you can create custom objects,
yes,
that are not part of the basic, let's say, features. And what would happen if you were to integrate one of those objects into your package to deploy the data kit to another org?
I think custom data model, if you look at this right, let me showcase this. It will give some sort of.
Because you can create custom objects or custom entities into the cloud information model.
Yes, yes. So in data model or in CA model, while creating your data model for orchestration of data lake to data model objects, so of course you have an option to create a custom object, and then you can option create a custom fields for a standard objects. And then at the same time, if you look at if you see for data kits, if I go to data kits, I'll showcase that once. Yeah, if you look at the data stream, I'm going to add the data stream. If you look at your B2C commerce, I don't see any data stream available, but AWS definitely sure there is a data available. So if you look at the data stream, the respective data stream that what we have, the different kind of a data streams which is available under AWS S3. If you look at my commerce line items, click on next. So you look at the respective data model, the sale order product. So if you look at the sale order product, if you're trying to add a new custom fields for the existing sale order product, of course, it will go and then showcase the custom field. It will actually. The data model supports the respective existing custom fields as well. Otherwise, there is no relation between, if you try to deploy from any other custom fields to another data cloud or someone from third party has been building the respective data model, which is supported to build CLV and all this stuff, right? And then the system has to support for data model. It will support. Do you see any issues while you're doing it, UV?
Well, I'm wondering if, because when you're talking about insights, obviously you're working on the data model, you're creating conditions for that.
Yes.
And if the custom objects are not in the target, will it create that custom object in the target for the data kit?
Yes, it is. It will create a
Okay.
custom objects. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. So let's start with the next steps, the Salesforce Planetics. So you ever wondered, so what else Data Cloud can do? Data Cloud can support Flownatics, the complete flow orchestration, and it supports certain objects in Flow Builder, which is nothing but your identity resolution, calculated insights, data streams, segmentations, activations, and the data stream related to your respective data model objects as well. And there are some examples. Look at why, the biggest question comes, what flow solves the purpose of Data Cloud. So what it does is, you always knows that what is your data usage for leveraging segmentations, activations in Data Cloud, because if you purchase Data Cloud SKU or a Data Cloud starter package, it always comes with some certain set of this many activations you have to use, this many segmentations you have to use, this many data streams you have to use, this many CA you have to use. For every object, you have some certain limits where you have to be very careful while designing any of the activation segmentations. So what Dataflow can do is, Dataflow has a flexibility to leverage your objects, and then it will give you an information of your Data Cloud usage without actually viewing the actual records. At the same time, it will help you to build the notifications through a flow builder, and it will monitor the actions of your CDP instance. You don't have to view your entire object records to receive the latest updates and any capabilities capacity wise. So it will help you a lot. But let's see what are all the objects available in Flow and how we can design the flows as well. What I can do is go to my flow builder. So typically, a different kind of a flow components we have. So you can go and then design best out of the flows using the trigger action flows, you can screen flows, and you could design your platform events, and you could design many more things using Flow. And you could see your screen flow, record trigger flow, schedule, hot launch flow, and all this stuff. So we look at one of your record trigger flow. So you look at the objects that were supported by Data Cloud. So if you just choose your objects of data, action target, the data lake object, data source bundle, data stream, and you could look at your calculated insights, and you could look at your segmentations, the segment market segmentation activations, and you could look about the data source bundles, the data stream. So you can define complete couple of things, like what you want to see, what you want to define, the configure triggers, or you can put some entry conditions, or you could do some sort of notifications as well. You could completely configurable with this flow. So it supports complete orchestration. It supports complete orchestration of your certain actions that you want to take it as a part of your Data Cloud, to let the admin know the status of each and every bundle that what you're trying to do inside your Data Cloud. So on a high level, so this is what I would love to talk about. You'll support a multiple kind of a thing. Once you design your stuff, so you have an option to send an email alert to your notification to your internal admins to understand the usage of each and everything. You could define some actions. There are a lot many things using flows. Of course, you're already aware of it. You could do plenty of things. But Data Cloud, it always supports the Flownatics with different kind of an objects. It keep increasing. It keep coming with a lot of assets, a lot of inputs, a lot of improvements in the next coming releases as well. All right. So let's move it to reports and dashboards. You always have a wonder about, can we create a reports and dashboards? Can we expose the data cloud components? Can we expose the data cloud objects and then build some reports and dashboards? Yes, of course. You could use some of the objects of data cloud to support the Lightning report builder, which are nothing but the like data streams, segments, activation targets. These are all the three things which you could leverage, and you can build the reports and dashboards in data cloud. So, but the only thing is you have to do a prerequisite. You have to create a report type first, and then you have to create a reports. So if you look at my, demo, so there is a concept where if I go to my reports, I created 3 report types. If I go on and create a new report, create a new report. So as I told, you have to create a report type first as a prerequisite. So this report type, you can have an option where you can go and then choose the respective supported objects of stream, segments, and activation targets. And it's taking some time for creation of a new report. Look at, I created a custom report type. You have to create a first custom report type for data stream, segments, and activation targets. Once you design it, so you can build a different kind of, you can create, you can start in then building a report. But I built a couple of reports and dashboards that have what are all the reports which you could build inside Data Cloud. So if we look at my Data Cloud reports, you look at all activation targets. So I'm going to open the data stream total records, the data stream, the last record processed, all segment by status. So these are all some of the reports where you can go and then build inside your Data Cloud. So you see my all activations, how many activations I've done for different systems, and what is the activation status. And you could see the data stream total records from day on day, how many number of records have been processed into each and every data stream, and what are all the data streams with respect to each and every day. You could define it. At the same time, you could define your data stream last processed records from day on day wise. When was the last refreshed? How many number of records have been processed? And you could see your segment by status as well, how many number of segments you created, and all this stuff. So apart from this, we do have a great flexibility on a dashboard level. So you could design a dashboard which contains all these elements, and you could display the dashboards into your home screens as well as a part of an admin activity. If you see the dashboard that what I've created yesterday, that showcase all the analytics for you to review: total number of data streams, total number of segments, activation targets, my last process records, the data stream total records, my data stream total records in a different graph altogether, my segments, and my activations. So these are all the sum of the things where you could keep it ready for your analytics, and then make sure you just need to have some glance on it every time then you design something which is more productive. And that's all we have for reports and dashboards. So let's go back. Any questions before I move into another Lightning app builder templates? All right. So let's go to our next topic. So when we wonder, for every cloud in Salesforce, whether it is CPQ, whether it is industries cloud, whether it is loyalty cloud. So Salesforce by default comes with some certain components, the Lightning Web component, which you could leverage inside your app builder, your homepage. So the admin can go and then customize and organize the respective Lightning app pages to quickly surface insights most relevant to their internal teams and all. So when it comes to Lightning app, what are all the predefined out of the box data cloud templates available from a person wise? If you look at from an individual person wise, if you look at one of the contact record, like an individual person, if I go and then find my one of the individual person, my data model, I can use my profile explorer to define any one of the individual profile. Just find the dummy thing. So you can find a person which comes with the unified individual record. And now once you design your unified individual layout, you have an option to go and then design the page according to your customer 360 for the better view and for a better validation across your CDP segments. So on the left hand side, you have an option to look at your CDP detail panel. If you look at your currently I've dragged it of the CDP detail panel, and then if you look at your CDP highlights panel, so it'll give you an option to select the number of fields, what kind of fields you would love to display from a person, preferred name, last name, or you can see your first name. So it'll automatically display your details about, and then there are other CDP profile engagement, and then you could see a different CDP profile related records, CDP profile engagement, profile insights. So at an individual level, you have an option to see all this information. But at the same time, from an individual standpoint, these are all the components available as a Lightning App Builder components. But at the time of home screen as well, you have an option to go and then design some of the components. In the home screen itself, there's a flexibility that you could add the C360 panel, which is customer 360 panel from a whole org-wide perspective. So if you look at different components available for Data Cloud, so I think they're already used the CDP homepage, the metrics, the CDP metrics overview, and there are some different recent activities of each and every component. So yeah, some of these components which is leveraged for your internal teams, you can leverage it and then you can drag and drop your home screen as well. So all these are all some of the Lightning App Builder components where you could use this not only inside Data Cloud, but you could leverage the same for your Sales Cloud, Service Cloud as well. So it's completely purely supported. So these are the Lightning app. So there are respective components available. But when it comes to the sharing settings, right? So there is a biggest question comes up with control access levels. So the sharing rules typically we're using for providing a read access, the access levels, the restriction levels, and certain users, roles, public groups, other territories for your entire objects of Salesforce. But when it comes to your Data Cloud also, there are some of the sharing rules available that supports sharing rules, which is nothing but your data streams, calculated insight segments, activation targets. So these are all some of the objects where it supports sharing rules inside Data Cloud. But you wondered, what are all the use cases that you're solving with sharing rules in Data Cloud? There are some pretty much different use cases. The one use case would be you can control your entire Data Cloud org, which is nothing but for the configuration standpoint, your data streams or segments with sharing rules. There are question comes up with there is a data aware specialist or from data warehouse person comes into the Data Cloud, and then it should or he or she wanted to see some sort of segment, some sort of sharing rules. So as a complete as you're a partner marketing manager, so there is a concept where they can only see other segments created by the partner marketing team and not the direct marketing team. So we should categorize some of the segments because of enterprise org level, you can see a lot of segments coming from different teams. So you should have a flexibility that you should define some sharing settings on the complete access controls to see the view access by what are all the things that the person has to view and all. The other things are, so from a digital marketing standpoint, there are some activation targets, whereas the partner manager can have an access to other set of channels like email, mobile, and some other partners have a push access and all this stuff. Now, using a different concept of the use cases, we have an option inside your sharing rules where you can go and then define a sharing settings for all these tables. All these objects have been available. So we look at sharing settings. So we look at different objects, activation targets, and you could look at the respective data actions, the data source bundles, data action, data lake objects, data actions, and you could see the respective other segmentations, the segments. So all these things which are supported for designing your access levels as well from a OYD perspective, and you have an option to define your sharing rules, sharing tools for activation targets, activation target platform sharing rules, field values, and you could see other options for data action targets, data action sharing rules, data source bundles, data lake objects. So you have an option to define all these objects at a sharing setting level to make the more access controls defined at an org level, so that it should create a lot of impact from a security standpoint, right? So this is one of the area where it's so cool. The data cloud is fundamentally built on our own data lakehouse. So it'll give you a lot of flexibility as well for us to extend our capabilities to our metadata as well. So that's what we have for sharing rules. The next thing is when it will come to metadata. So I know there's a concept where people will always ask me, funny, our Salesforce, our own Salesforce, Sales Service Cloud, everything has a metadata API, right? But there's a biggest question is that can any one of these tables of data cloud supports our own metadata API? Yes, there are some tables called data streams, data lakes, data models. All these objects in data cloud supports our metadata API as well, where we have a lot of flexibility and the configuration to define and leverage these data models in our designing our APIs or designing our objects, fields. We could extend our metadata API layer to create, modify, or completely manage the metadata objects. Complete parts of your entire data cloud configuration objects are available in metadata API as well. So we should not bother about, okay, these are not available from an API standpoint. No, these are available in API standpoint as well. That gives a lot of maturity from a product standpoint to define and deliver or modify it at the product interface. And you can edit it via the Salesforce metadata API as well, all these tables. So that's for the metadata API. But when it comes to our tips and best practices, as you know, we always wanted to have a better system always from day one onwards when we start a project, which we use data kits and packages for deployments. There are some troubleshooting tips and best practices which Salesforce recommending us to follow. There are things where if you get an error that your package can't be installed, you can confirm the environment setup and then find out why you're not able to install. Is there any standard package in the same org you created it in? Because the one which I shown, right? I created a package and then trying to install in the same environment. So it's showing as you can't able to install. So there is one of the thing where it'll have a proper error messages. And if you're trying to upgrade or make updates to the package regularly, I think it's better showcasing a create a managed package version. Currently in my org, there is no option that I can create a managed package, unfortunately. But if you go your developer org or anything, so you have an option to go and then see the managed package from a Salesforce standpoint. And there is another things, if you want to reflect the latest updates from different Exchange vendors, the new package version need to be installed in the destination org always. So that's required. And when it comes to the CRM and commerce data kits, those can be packaged and reused multiple times in an org and can be mapped to multiple orgs as well. The one which you asked, like, is there any ability that we could define and deploy the same data kits and package manage to multiple orgs? You can do it. There is no restriction as such, or the licensing is required for you to define. When it comes to data streams, so for S3 packaging and ingestion API data streams with standard packages, you can only be packaged once and you can only use it for once in an org. From calculated insights perspective, you could package all together in an org that is already has a corresponding data model established. Otherwise, you'll get a data dependency errors for sure. And without the required data model, install calculated insights cannot be deployed. If let's take an example, if someone has created a custom object model and then you're trying to add the values inside calculated insights, and which is not going to be happening. So the best practice always to create a data kit and bundle it the custom table objects and everything with the respective data source, the data source bundle, and then try to deploy along with this, along with the data sources and calculated insights as well, so that you will not have any data dependencies, which you can overcome easily while you're deploying this calculated insights as a package inside your data cloud org. So only I can see only developer edition orgs can create managed packages. That's where I couldn't be able to do it. In order to create a managed package, the user needs to be first claim a namespace in the package manager UI. And I haven't claimed the namespace, but if anything that you wish to do it, please speak to your executive and then get the namespace to be done at the package manager UI level. So those are all the tips and best practices. Let me see. A question comes from UV for sure. Yeah. You see there are constrained with inside. Yes. So that's what calculated insight should be packaged and used in an org that already has a corresponding data model established and mapped. Without the required data model, installed calculated insights cannot be deployed. That's what, right? Like, so if a third party or another data cloud org has been leveraging custom data model while designing the calculated insights, and without the right data model available in the source org, it will throw an error saying that there is no data model has been available. And yes, of course, is one of the limitations, especially on the calculated insights perspective from packaging your CIs. So that's all, team, for our today's session. I hope it's a great session. Probably you understand many more things, what Data Cloud does. Apart from deployments, we have another 3 sessions. The one session is the Data Cloud best practices by Subhajit. Another session with the same person where we talk about the licensing, the new licensing structure. It's not the old licensing structure. We'll talk about the new licensing structure. And the last session, I'm going to talk about the Salesforce Data Cloud APIs, the complete development of Data Cloud, how many ways we can develop, what are all the APIs, and what not we can do for a development of complete platform events concept, API concept, and the connection API concept. I can showcase a lot of development techniques as well, right? So that's all from today. So yes. Thanks, Yovi. There's a lot of possibilities. Now the future, I can pretty see that there's a future for Data Cloud, because I'll share one of the experience, Yovi. Before Data Cloud announces, last year, 2021, we created a project and we built a similar kind of a Data Cloud project inside Heroku. And we, the customer invested more than $500 million to invest a complete Data Cloud package, because we build the data from different data sources, and then using our one of the ETL tool of Explain-T. We use an Explain-T as a ETL tool from bringing 15 data sources across. It includes the data source of databases, on-prem, cloud, and all the stuff. We use an Explain-T to transform the data sources into Heroku. We design a data model in Heroku, and then we built a Python scripts. We did a scheduler jobs to design a customer 360 record. And then we built the complete unification data in Heroku. And then the same data we are sending back to Salesforce under contact record. And we send the same data using, we send the same data back to Tableau for analytics using the normal Heroku connector for Tableau. So it took us for a long time, but we achieved a good project in that. And we built a great system, the same Data Cloud, exactly the Data Cloud product we built. But we have invested so much of time, so much of amount for making all these things to be happen. As a developer, you need a lot of full set of developers, consultant architects to be done on the project. But using Data Cloud now, you just spend 50 to 100K USD to get the things done. So that's where it gives a lot of impact for us. So it's a great tool. We're looking forward for many of the features we've been running in next few releases. So stay tuned, and then learn many things. So we'll come up with a couple of great things in next. We have another 3 sessions left in Data Cloud. We're completing Data Cloud in next week. So of course we learn, I think at least people learn what Data Cloud can do, and what will give you the flexibility, complexity from a product standpoint. At the same time, from our developers consulting standpoint, we at least understand the proper functionality of Data Cloud. I think it's useful for at least everyone. And thank you for giving us opportunity again, and looking forward for next session tomorrow. So tomorrow we would love to talk about how to build a custom journey builder activities, how to design WhatsApp, WeChat, Line, Viber integrations, and how to host that complete activity inside Heroku. We'll see complete architecture, operation, process, everything, right? So any questions, I'm happy to help you out, or else I'll just stop the recording. And thank you so much.